What is up, guys? You got Not the Worst here, bringing you a little Black Desert Online news update. And if you could see from both the title to this video and also what's directly on my screen there, we've got the Shadow Arena closing statement. So if you want the quick version of this and you don't want to sit through this little bit of a video, it shouldn't be too long, I hope. And the thing is, they're closing the Shadow Arena on the next maintenance, April 10th. So once maintenance is done, there will not be Shadow Arena anymore. Now let's read their letter, what they explain for it. I won't say that the reason why is not in this letter, and then I'll kind of explain what I mean by that after we read it anyhow. So let's check it out here. Greetings, adventurers. This January, Black Desert Online set out a new challenge by introducing Shadow Arena, which has been widely acclaimed and is currently in its spring season. We had originally planned to provide continuous updates to Shadow Arena to keep it fresh and fun, but over time we had to consider how to balance making improvements to it whilst working on fresh content. Who says whilst? Anyways, we felt that the focus on new updates was deviating from our original direction, partially due to the time being dedicated towards this mode. That's a very important sentence. We're going to come back to that. In addition, the recent rise of third-party software added to our concerns, making us further contemplate on its place within the scope of Black Desert Online. As a result, we've decided that partial improvements on Shadow Arena would not be enough to keep it running as a regular feature. So after much consideration and discussion, we have ultimately decided to close Shadow Arena in its current state with the April 10th maintenance. We recognize, and we spell recognize incorrectly, that this may not be good news for those of you who have not enjoyed Shadow Arena since its launch. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience we may have caused due to the relatively short notice we provided. However, we are preparing a compensation package and we'll share the details on this with a future announcement. The Black Desert Online development team is currently focusing on not only introducing new content such as Stars End, additional adventure log updates, and much more, but also on improving the existing content already in the game. We're committed to ensuring the best possible experience and creating new and exciting content for all the adventures of Black Desert Online. Thank you, BDO team. Okay, first, I want to throw this out there. Told you so. Now, what I mean by I told you so, not really a told you so. I just wanted to say that. So the thing is, what they're claiming the reason for this is, I do not believe is the reason for this. They're saying that it's taking more of what they planned on as far as resources and time to continue pushing Shadow Arena to do what it needs to do. Okay, that's kind of a large and all-encompassing thing that they're talking about. When they first announced Shadow Arena, I did a video talking, obviously when the announcement came out, talking about it, and my overall thoughts on it were, you know, let's see how it is, but I felt like it was really weird to introduce this entirely different game mode into an MMO. It's something that's never been done before for it, and I felt like overall it was going to detract from focus on better things. Instead of devoting time developing this other game mode and working on it and putting teams on it, whatever, maintaining it, they could have been working on stuff for the actual MMO game. When I made that video and said that, I had some pretty mixed feedback on that. Some people agreed with what I was saying with it. A lot of people disagreed, and they were like, just because you don't like Battle Arena doesn't mean the rest of us don't, to which my response then was, yeah, you're right, just play a Battle Arena, not an MMO. It's whatever. And at the end of it, I kind of left it with, let's just see how it is. Maybe it's awesome. Maybe it makes sense. So that's what they're claiming that the reason for closing it is. Here's why I don't believe that that's the reason. Number one, the hacking is obviously an issue, which they slightly address in it. I can only speculate from here what exactly the outcome here was, but obviously I think somebody sat back and kind of looked at how much time and effort it was going to take to properly deal with the hacking in Shadow Arena without giving all these false positives, which we talked about in a video last week. Tons of people being improperly banned despite not hacking, and in some cases, some people had never even played Shadow Arena, and they're also getting false positive bans for this type of thing. So I would imagine, since that's been a while and they've been kind of silent other than we'll see, we're working on it, we'll see, people waiting weeks to hear back on tickets about it, it may have just hit a point where it wasn't entirely feasible to do it in a manner that made sense financially. What I mean by that is, obviously, it's a business, right? Black Desert is a business. They, you know, Cacao, Pearl Abyss, they're making money doing this, and the whole point of it, in order to keep it running, is they need to keep making money. So someone, this is again just speculation on my part, someone at some point looked at this, said, we're spending this amount of time and resources, and we've got this team working on this, and we really goofed up with these bans, and now we're doing this, and we're kind of backpedaling. We haven't gotten anywhere with something that works, and it's going to take this X, Y, and Z to get it done. And what are we making from Shadow Arena? Well, let's kind of break that down and see, what do they make from Shadow Arena? What pay to win aspects are available in Shadow Arena? Not much, because if any pay to win in Shadow Arena, people are really going to be upset. We already have enough in the main game. Put it into a battle royale type setup, short of season passes and things like that, and costumes that you see in other battle arenas. You're going to just have a game that's not going to work, right? So we have the Blessing of Commissile, which has other functions within the game anyhow, that gives you a little bonus chest. Do you need it? Does it make winning better? No. Does it give you better items? Absolutely it does, if you do well in Shadow Arena. That's about it. So what kind of revenue it can be made from Shadow Arena from there? Not only is it not making more revenue for them, but it's probably generating less revenue from their main game. Again, speculation. No, I don't have numbers on this. I doubt anyone does. If you've got some insider information, please let me know in the comments. But this is all going to be what people think about it, and that's what I'm thinking now. So what I mean by that is, all of a sudden you have a game mode that can be incredibly profitable, especially if you're good at it. I'm not, by the way. I played about 15 games, and my first Shadow Arena game was 1 week ago, and I've played about 15 games, and I'm terrible. But if you're really good at it, you can make a bunch of money. So all of a sudden you have a game mode that doesn't need you to have a value pack. Blessing of Commissile is definitely going to help you, so you got that there, right? Now you don't need loot pets. Now you don't need costumes for your in-game. You don't need all these other things. You're getting all these enhancement materials. You could choose to sell them. Maybe then you want the value pack. My thought process here is that it probably was making them less money, because it was detracting some players, not all, but some players, from the actual MMO aspect of the game, since you could now progress pretty quickly using Shadow Arena. Add that to the influx of accessories being available on the market with Dark Rift bosses, whatever events going on, these tri-accessory events, all these other things, and now you can have a soft cap character done very quickly, strictly playing Shadow Arena, and barely having to buy anything off of the Pearl Shop whatsoever. Is that a good thing? Yeah. I mean, obviously we don't want full-on pay to win, but at the other end of the spectrum, they have to make money in order to continue producing new things for the game. I know everybody really hates, oh, you got to spend money. Like, yeah, people need to spend money to keep this game going. When you buy a brand new game, Final Fantasy 15 came out, and you bought it brand new off the shelf for $60. Maybe it had a DLC, or I don't know personally, but maybe it had a DLC 3 months later that you also picked up. But in general, to continue playing that game, do they continue adding new content to it, every couple months? Are they running live servers and stuff for it? No, there's not a maintenance cost for it. Your general console, just one-time play game, has a one-time fee, although nowadays, well, let's not get into how DLC has changed the gaming market from when I was a kid to now, but in general, you're paying one price for a game to play. In this case, they need to keep their servers going. They have to make some revenue. Not off everybody. There's going to be tons of people that spend a bunch of money for silly reasons. There's some people that spend a little bit of money. Some people spend no money and do it. I just feel that Shadow Arena was probably detracting from their overall bottom line. So bottom line, why are they closing Shadow Arena? Their bottom line is the bottom line. Not making enough money. And then when you add in the fiasco of this crazy false bans, and then even the people that were hacking that said they got unbanned and they're still hacking afterwards. We don't know how many times people are claiming that and it's actually true or not. But those things are existing still, and it's obviously just created a large problem. And when they look at it, say, how much money does Shadow Arena really make us? And we're putting all this time trying to solve these problems and go into it, and really we kind of bit off more we can chew. Now we're designing, working on an entirely different game and trying to find things that work for it that just aren't working. So I think somebody sat back and said, you know what? Let's just throw the whole thing in the trash and leave it as is. Do I think this is the end for Shadow Arena in general? No. We'll likely see it come back as an event. It'll be, a 3-4 week event for something and a competition for this or that. They'll run like a season and go from there. But it's incredibly interesting to me to see that they all of a sudden did this. We didn't get this announcement a week ago. We didn't get this announcement at the beginning of the current Shadow Arena season. They're literally just cutting that off. Forget about the spring season. We're just done with it. Next maintenance, we are shutting down Shadow Arena. And that more than likely points to not necessarily the monetary aspect, but just the problem with the bans. The problems with the hacking and issues like that they just couldn't handle in a lucrative manner, in a way that made sense financially for them to do it. And they just threw it in the trash can. Again, just speculation on my part. I don't know that for sure. I don't have insider information. That's just what I see looking at what's been going on in the community, what statements they have made, and then what they've been very tight-lipped about. I still, like I said, and I didn't think we still never heard about what was the percentage of people that you were finding were falsely banned with the ban wave. And the more and more that time that passes with it and things like this that happen, it just makes me think it was actually an incredibly high percentage of players that were probably falsely banned, and they just couldn't find a decent solution to rectifying that while still being able to ban the people that are cheating that made sense financially. Anyhow, that's my thoughts on what's going on. Kind of sucks. I was kind of starting to like Shadow Arena. I've never played a battle royale of any type before in my life. Like I said, I just played my first game a week ago, and I played about 15 games, did terribly. I think I got 10th place a couple of times, or right in the top 10, but nothing like down to the last wire. I was still kind of figuring it out. I hadn't watched other people play it, but it was kind of a break from your normal grind and stuff like that. And I found myself, when I just had some downtime, wanted to play a little bit but didn't want to commit to getting into Akhman or something and grinding, that I was jumping into Shadow Arena here and there to kind of kill some time, and it was kind of a nice break. But I guess that's going to be going to the wayside. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think this is about? Are you thinking along the same lines of what I'm thinking, something different, maybe something I didn't even consider as to why they're closing it? Was this planned all along? Although I highly doubt it with the very, very, very short notice they gave us that it's closing. But did they plan this all along? Are they going to use it as a marketing ploy to bring new players or returning players to come back when they do a Shadow Arena event in the future? Whatever you guys think. I want to hear from you guys what you think about it. Let me know in the comments below. That's going to be it for this video. I had a different video planned for today, but hey, this came out. We had to talk about it. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like it. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you get updates when new videos come out. We do somewhere between 3 and 6 videos a week. Some weeks are 6, some weeks are 3. I can't really tell at this point. It just depends what news comes out and what other research I've done for guide videos and things for the week. But be sure to subscribe. Share this along with your friends if they haven't seen it already. They don't particularly pump these out on their main website very often. It's usually Twitter. They just kind of hide these things in, and then everybody finds out when the patch notes come out on Wednesday. So make sure you're letting other people know Shadow Arena is going to be closed. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Everybody, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.